Welcome back to another episode video on the ONJ platform podcast. I'm your co-host Jeremiah.
I'm Nicholas Orlando.
Hope everyone's having a good day, good night. Tonight we have a thriller. Um, the Philadelphia. Well, like, comment, subscribe first.
Really,
let's get
I
the
like that.
business let's get the business out the way. Get the business out the way first. But we have a great game tonight. Philadelphia 76ers against the Sacramento Kings in Sacramento. Philly gets the win on a game-winning left-handed layup by no other than Tyrese Maxey. Giving them the win, 113 to 111. As always, I mean, it might be obvious, but
I
who's
mean,
your
you
player of
just
the
said
game?
player of the game. You just said him like the guy who
I
won
said,
him the game.
I said the play of the game, not the player of the game, though. So, I mean,
But you said the name of the player of the game, Tyrese Maxey.
go for it. I
I
mean, you had
mean,
other options. There's other options.
I mean, is there other option? I guess technically, yeah.
There's
But
other options.
the man dropped 40 points.
He did.
40 points. 12 of 18. So an efficient 40 points. And the game-winning shot or layup on four defenders. Because if you looked at it, I studied that replay. Yeah, that man ran full speed, flash, going down the court, and then all four defenders of the King came on him. He still made it.
Like, what was it though? Like, was Achua like? Because I was kind of confused on who was supposed to be the low man. Like, who was supposed to help from the left. Like, I don't know if Cardwell, like number 32, if he was supposed to help, or if Achua was supposed to be there and he was late. But like, I wonder if just maybe their reaction time was just like a second, just a millisecond off. Like, just
Four of them. I just know at the end when the ball left his hand, there was four defenders on top of him, and
it
that's why he
was,
also got fouled.
it was. It's bad. I wonder though. I mean, there's so many. I feel like there's a lot of ways they could have. Yeah, but it was a great play though. I mean, certain things are just great design, like play design. So I mean, you got to give them credit just for that as well.
Yeah, and they adjusted because that wasn't their first play. That was their second play after PG's inbound got
Mhm. Good
uh
point.
hit out of bounds. So
That's a great point. Yeah, no timeout was called. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
good for them.
No, I mean you feed your hot hand. I mean it's hard to go against the person who hit the game winner, but just going off of um, I mean it's what this player's been through, kind of. You know what I mean, and working his way back. I mean Embiid was amazing tonight. 37 points, 8 assists. You love how they use him. You love how they use him like out the high post. The high. At the top of the arc. What I mean, he's able to really show off his passing ability. Especially like you see him and Maxey have a good like relationship. With those backdoor cuts. And then Embiid's able to make that pass. What I mean, and that's great because you gotta respect Embiid's jumper, but then also if you're playing a little too high, he's going to be able to, make that pass. But I mean, he was efficient as well. 37 points, 13 to 21 from the field, 10 to 13, free throws. He was great. He looked like Embiid, like really, which is great to see. Because you were like I was kind of worried about the injuries, like would he ever get back to that form? But I mean, tonight for sure, he was definitely at that form, and hopefully, as the Sixers continue to manage him and maybe not put too many games on him, hopefully more of these performances, will show up. And I guess, and it makes sense too, right? Because, um, like in terms of the like, because I would see the box scores, and I mean, I wasn't really tapped into too many Phillies games, especially even. I mean, we did a couple of Philly games early on in the season. We did a couple episodes on Philly, but he was never playing, right? So I mean, for and like I would kind of monitor the box score and see his assist numbers be so high, but then like to actually watch him today, like you see how they use him and how they're able and how he's able, like being a willing passer and be able to make some great passes, out the post and even out the high paint. So, no, definitely a great performance from him.
You really gave Embiid his flowers. So, I'm gonna echo, what you said without saying it. Just I agree with all your points. There is
Hmm.
one thing I would like from Embiid, though, that I think the 76ers needed a lot of tonight, and they didn't get that, and that's rebounding. Um, he only had 5 rebounds for this game. And if we look at the stats, the 76ers for the whole game had 24 rebounds, while the Kings had 46 rebounds. So they almost doubled the amount of rebounds, and I think that's a big part of why this game was so
Was
close, which it
Yeah,
shouldn't have been close.
it really. That's what I was thinking. It shouldn't have.
It shouldn't have been close at all. And I think Embiid, well, it shouldn't fall completely on Embiid, but as the center, I would want him to notice that, okay, we're losing the rebounding battle. Maybe let me try to use my force to grab some of these rebounds. But also on coach, Drummond had 4 minutes played. Drummond's whole specialty is that he could get rebounds.
He could.
And you're looking at a game when you're severely losing the rebounding battle and you decide to put Drummond in for like a few minutes that were barely
Yeah.
noticeable, that didn't do anything for them, I think he should have
Yeah.
played more in this game.
Yeah, it seems like Barlow. It seems like he's like their legit backup. I guess Coach Nick Nurse and the staff really like him. But yeah, nah, I mean, they definitely Sacramento was definitely the more aggressive team, on the boards. And I mean, there was a moment in the game, maybe I guess in the early fourth, maybe I would say, where you started to see like they kind of wanted it more. You know what I mean? And they were just the more aggressive team. You know what I mean? And it may not have been anything Philly could do maybe defensively. It was just Sacramento wanted it more. You know what I mean? From the defensive end and the offensive end. But when you have somebody like a Maxey who could finish games, right? I mean, you're always going to be in the game no matter what. And then, Embiid, I feel like he had before Maxi, started to go off a little bit. I think Embiid had like two like the back buckets. You know what I mean? So I think that was great. Um, I mean, yeah, it was a great game. You know what I mean? And even the Kings though. So I don't know. Like, did you notice anything about the Kings? I'm curious. I want to see what you say
Did I notice anything about the
about
Kings?
their rotation. Anything about their rotation that may look off?
Honestly, the whole rotation looks off. The whole roster looks off to me,
The
honestly.
whole roster looks off. The whole roster
I feel
looks
like
off.
they're such a weirdly constructed team. If you really sit down and look at them, I feel like the Kings are like, this guy didn't work here. We're gonna insert him here. Maybe we can find potential here. This guy didn't work here. We're gonna throw him here. Maybe he'll work. It didn't make sense. The fact that Dennis Schroeder was your highest scorer, I mean,
You said the whole roster looks off.
you gotta admit they're really constructed. The way they built this Kings roster makes no sense sometimes.
Oh man, that's funny. That's some funny stuff. That's some funny stuff. So I was hoping you would. Well, I was thinking. So what I noticed from the rotation is you have your 5 year 200 and well who's who 212 million max player coming off the bench.
Oh, Zach Levine.
Yeah. And I think this is like
That's
his
what that
first.
that's kind of adding to my point.
Okay.
of how they're weirdly constructed that you have to take Zach LaVine off the bench because I don't think he matches well with the rest of the starting lineup.
You don't. And that's the thing. And it's like, and it's interesting. I think this might have been his first game because I think the game against the Cavs, and I forgot who they played before that. It was somebody they played before that. He started those games, so he's been starting before it. So I don't know if something happened in that Cavs game to where like you know what I mean. Coach is just like you're coming off the bench today. Um, there was moments I saw between. I feel like him and DeRozan are redundant. Like you know what I mean? Like they do the same, and I yeah yeah. So that's where I see what you mean when you say poorly constructed. Like what did they do? And that's probably why you have to bring them off the bench just to kind of stagger their minutes a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, watching them on the court together was tough. It was just like it was like hot potato, really. Like you know what I mean? Your turn, my turn. You know what I mean? Like no Thomas, but like it was just it was just like you know what I mean? Back and forth. Like all right, your turn to score, like my turn to score. And but I feel like DeRozan may be the better player to kind of I think DeRozan may have the slight edge just because of his playmaking ability. Like I love some plays he was able to make with Sabonis. You know what I mean? Like there was a play like there was like two back-to-back plays where he got Sabonis involved. You know what I mean? And it caused the Sixers to waste their time out. You know what I mean? Because they were starting to pick up some momentum, with DeRozan and Sabonis. So DeRozan definitely has that playmaking ability. And then with like Zach LaVine, I mean, he does. I saw him make like a pass to Reynard, but I don't know if that's like his natural like ability. Like he's wired to score. You know what I mean? Like he's a scorer. You know what I mean? But I think DeRozan does have that element of um does have that playmaking element. But DeRozan but one thing about DeRozan is he is not gonna try to shoot a three. I've probably seen like three threes. I know
Bro,
you probably saw more than that. I don't know.
the crazy thing is that you'll see he'll have a three and he'll just walk inside of the 3 point line just to shoot it.
What?
And I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna help you. The extra little half a foot you just took stepped into, but I guess.
Oh man, like bro, like it's like you're wide open. Just try it. Like, what's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? But I thought that was interesting. Just him just giving up those open threes. I mean, he made 1 3. I don't remember what quarter it was. So apparently he made like 1 3, but that was his only three. And so I guess that wasn't enough confidence for him. You know what I mean? I guess that wasn't enough to see that one go in. But yeah, I think just Levine and DeRozan. I mean, yeah, they just I see why Coach may have bought Levine off the bench just because I mean they're the same player. They don't really play off each other well. You know what I mean? It's just more so when they're on the court. It's just who's gonna try to score. Is it gonna be me or you? It's not really let's try to like hey you give me the ball and you try to get open and I'm gonna get you the ball. Like nah, I don't think it's none of that. I think it's just I mean hot potato. Like your turn, my turn. Um, but yeah, I mean, other than that, like you mentioned earlier, Schroeder had a great game. Schroeder's, I mean, he's just a gamer. Like that's just at this point, like you know what you're gonna get. I mean, now I'm not saying you're gonna get 27 points every night, but he's gonna peak every night. Like you know what I mean. So you know you're gonna get definitely some energy from there. We'll love to see Russ. You know what I mean. We'll love to see Russ. Play. Both teams did have some injuries. Sacramento, Malik Monk was out with right ankle soreness. Russell Westbrook was out with a foot injury. Keegan Murray, he was out with the ankle. I think they had announced that he's supposed to miss some time. And then Quentin Grimes was out with an ankle injury, and then Marjon Beauchamp. But I mean, it was competitive though. But like you said, I mean, I agree with like what you said though. I mean, it should have been Sixers had the game. Like you gotta like especially teams like this, like Sacramento's 12 and 37, like what I mean, and not and I mean it's tough to say just because I mean it's a lot of talent in the league, but what I mean if you're a team that's like trying to make a finals run, and your team has the potential to make that finals run. You definitely gotta, put a hold on games once you have that lead. Like you just try to keep hold on to it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And then like the 76 is also another thing with coach. Like, man, the distribution between players, like the amount of time that the players are playing,
Okay.
I think maybe tone it back a little bit. Use your bench a little bit more.
Okay.
Which goes back to my point, use Drummond. Just because I feel like you already know your roster's kind of like injury prone with the PG, the Embiid. I don't think you want to be playing them 36 plus minutes in every regular season game. And Maxey played 41.
Hmm.
Let's not get into this habit of overplaying some of these players when there's 82 games you got to play this season. Don't overwork them before the playoffs when that's really what you have to focus on is that playoff.
You know what?
Which honestly, you're playing them 41 minutes because somehow the Kings were beating you and wanted it more and tied the game, which this should have been a blowout by the 76ers, but apparently they couldn't get that done.
Mm. I have a follow-up question to that actually, but I want to ask, but I want to add something to your point because I did see Embiid. He did play. I did see him play like the whole first quarter. I feel like he did play the whole first quarter. Yeah, like he played the whole first quarter. So what I mean, that's definitely a point. But with you saying that, it sounds like, I mean, I don't correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you're a fan of load management. Hmm.
Am I a fan of load management?
Yeah. Because now, from what I'm saying, I'm paying these guys millions of dollars to put a ball through a basket. Now, if I'm gonna play y'all, I want, and if I'm gonna pay you whatever I'm paying you, what, 40, 50, the three guys that you did name, who are probably the highest, most paid players on the roster, why am I not gonna play y'all? Why am I not gonna play y'all? You know what I mean? The full minutes. Like I'm trying to get my money's worth. You feel me?
All right, 2 points.
I gotta be the advocate.
2 points. 2 points. One, if I know my players are injury prone
Uh-huh.
and they barely play because they're injured, I'd rather load management them so they could play more games compared to having them play 2 games, 40 minutes each, and then get injured.
It's fair. It's fair.
That's how I feel. Okay.
It's fair.
Another point. Maybe we should decrease some of their salaries and try to get a better doctor in there.
Well, my bad. I'm sorry. And what was the second part?
Get a better doctor in there. Like hire a better medical staff. You know, you're getting injured so much. We're using your salary now to get you a personal doctor to help with it. That's the other one.
Well, if that happens,
And then
oh good.
last, I have PTSD when Derrick Rose got injured.
Okay.
That's really the biggest
I'm
one.
sure you're not. I'm sure you're not alone. I'm sure it's
Yeah, and when I see players play too much, I just think of that moment. I'm like,
this is a competitive game though. This was a 2 point game. Okay. Derrick Rose should not have been in the game at all. You know?
that's true.
I don't even
That's
know. I don't even know. I'm
true.
curious. I'm curious if Thibodeau.
They shouldn't have been a competitive game, but I mean,
It really shouldn't have. But I mean, hey, DeRozan performs how he performs. You know, I wish they would have used Sabonis a little bit more too. Like I don't know if they realize. I don't know if DeRozan and Sabonis. I don't know if DeRozan and Levine like realize what Sabonis brings to the table.
yeah,
Like he could have basically did what Embiid was doing with Max. With Embiid had 8 assists. I mean, just dishing it out and making the right play. Like you don't like why not? You have a center like Sabonis, like, and especially with DeRozan, I feel like he could play well off of somebody like Sabonis with his mid range game. I wonder, like, I think he has to get used a lot more. I mean, like 14, I mean, he 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Like, I don't know. I feel like those assist numbers could have been a lot more higher if they just give up the ball. Like,
Yeah,
essentially.
I feel like Sabonis was such a big part of the Kings offense last year before, they traded Fox away and got decided to take the Bulls team and of Levine and DeRozan and transferred it over to the Kings. I think Sabonis was a big part of the Kings' whole entire offense. Where I think there was games where he was like in double digit assists. There was games where he was getting like triple doubles like back to back, and now it's like I don't see that same usage like
Yeah, I
last year.
mean, I think it's just tough for him playing with such ball dominant guys. You're not really, you're gonna get your numbers whenever they just cough up the rock, really, right? Like, like DeMar, like, was able to get him involved, but DeMar had the ball essentially, right? Like even like a good example of like being such ball dominant guys, like with DeMar DeRozan. I believe it was the possession before the game winning layup for Maxey. Like he really, I don't know, like he really had Levine at the top, open at the top of the key. I believe he dribbled to like the right wing. I believe Levine set a screen, and I think Levine's defender kind of went to go trap DeRozan in the corner. And I mean, DeMar DeRozan was dribbling. He probably dribbled like 15 seconds of that whole possession, like just bringing it up and then just trying to and then just holding on to the ball. But like for a split second, he had Levine open, and if he would have just made that pass, you know what I mean? And maybe it was tough just because he was being trapped, but I don't know. I feel like there was an angle. Like I feel like he could have. I mean, it looked, and maybe it looked different on the court, so I could be wrong. But if like, I feel like it looked like there could have been a possible angle for him to get that ball to Levine. And maybe Levine shoots it, or maybe he rotates it because I mean, Lamar was getting doubled, so maybe the left wing defender tries to help on Levine, and then Levine makes the extra pass, and that's an open shot for I think Schroeder was over there, maybe or Clifford, whoever was over there. Like maybe that's a wide open shot, but if DeMar DeRozan's holding the ball and not really giving it up, because by the time he gave it to Levine, I mean the defender was already back over there, so it's kind of pointless, you know. So I think like that could be tough playing with ball dominant guys because I mean they're like sometimes they may hold on to the ball too much, you know what I mean, and you kind of miss a good play and that's tough in a tied up game, you know what I mean, in crunch time, like those mistakes are crucial.
Which again goes back to the whole point we've been making since the beginning of this video.
Hmm.
Weirdly constructed teams. Why would you get DeMar and Zach Levine, who are ball dominant, onto your team when you know you were doing good when you were giving the ball to Sabonis?
It's a good point. I don't know.
It just doesn't make sense. At this point, the Kings should just look at their roster. If your age is above 25, you're getting traded at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Just trade everybody. Start over.
Yeah, I mean, because DeRozan got traded there before Levine, right? Yeah, he did. I think he did. Yeah, DeRozan got traded there before Levine. So I mean, yeah, you might have to start over. And I wonder if, well, no, because that wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say, I wonder if they got them both just to keep DeMar, but DeMar got there before Levine, so that wouldn't even make no sense either. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the point of getting Levine was, to be honest. Yeah, I'm really curious. Because I mean, just to bring him off the bench. But I think, and no, I don't even think Mike Brown. Well, no, Mike Brown was the coach. Yeah, I think Mike Brown was still the coach when they got Levine last year. Yeah, so I mean, maybe I guess maybe Mike Brown had a thought of how he was going to use the two, but I mean, he's not there no more. So maybe
Man, and
Christie.
the Kings were so good when they had Fox and Sabonis and Mike Brown and they were looking up and then just I just don't understand what happened in that front office that they were like, oh, like we're basically gonna blow the whole thing up.
I
We're
don't
not
know.
satisfied with what we have. We like let's go back to being mediocre.
I have no idea. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then you bench your max player, so it's like what's like what direction are we going in, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I'm trying to. I mean, good thing. I mean, you went the distance, with an Eastern Conference contender. But um, I think there's still some stuff that's got to get fixed out. That's got to get fixed within like that front office. You know what I mean? And like within the team as well, like you said. I'm curious. It seems like all signs are pointing to this team not being the team post next week's trade deadline, but I'm,
Hopefully.
cur- I'm curious to see like what moves do you even make? You know what I mean? To try to make it. I mean, because you're 25 games under 500, so I don't know if you're even making a plan this year. Like I
You
don't. I
tank.
mean
You
that'd be a
tank.
lot.
You tank.
Okay, yeah, you tank.
You hire a tank commander.
You hire a
You hire a tank commissioner.
tank
I do
commissioner.
I do not care. You trade everybody in your roster
Uh-huh.
for as many picks and young players as you can, and then you hire a tank commander and just drop to the bottom.
Hire a tank commander is wild.
Hey, this
Oh
draft is
man.
good. This draft is good. Let's not stay stuck in mediocrity. Trade everybody over 25. Come on.
Not really. We'll see. Nah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. One thing about Maxi though, one thing I wanted to mention about Maxi is like his his shot release, like his ability to get his shot off after his snatchbacks so quick is like those mechanics are clean, like super clean, like super duper clean, like super clean. Like I mean, like it was a couple. I mean, he hit Schroeder with one. You know what I mean? I know he hit somebody else. I think he almost hit Sabonis with one, but he missed it. But just the way he's able to just snap back up straight into the shot, like so quick, like super duper quick. But nah, I mean he had an incredible game. Embiid had an incredible game, and even like Paul George, like not really, being that not really having like the best game, but I mean a solid game though. I mean. So that's great. And Sixers are so scary because they just have so many offensive options, bro. Like so many. It's like and then you have a closer, and then like and like Maxi is wired to score. Then you know what I mean? And then Maxi's out the game. You have Embiid who can kind of carry you, and there were moments, Maxi was off the court, and Embiid kind of, carried the offense, while he was off. I mean, of course, he had 37 points, but like you have those options, and then you also have Paul George, you know what I mean, who could fill in some buckets here and there if needed, you know what I mean, and he doesn't have to be that one or two option. You know what I mean? And then you've got hungry offensive guys as well. You've got BJ Edgecombe. He didn't have the best game, but he's capable, right? Jared McCain, he can go off. I think they say he had like 30 points over the last two games. Like he could provide some scoring. Quentin Grimes was hurt. You know what I mean? So he's instant offense as well. So offensively, I mean, I don't see no problems. Like I really don't. Like I don't see no problems with the Sixers.
And you could really space them out too, where you could always have somebody on the floor that's just gonna get you buckets one way or another. So
Exactly.
they you don't have to play them all at the same time, 40 minutes. Well, one rest, if right now Maxi's the leading scorer, you take him out, then Embiid could, run the offense to Embiid. If you take Embiid out, maybe run it to Paul George, like there's options there.
So many options. Yeah, this like the first team I've ever seen with like the center and the small forward like has the same bag. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like they I don't know. I feel like Embiid and Paul George like they have like similar bags in a sense. Like Like whatever like Paul George could do, I feel like Embiid could do, and then like whatever Embiid could do, like Paul George could do. Like that whole tween bump with the into the jumper, like I feel like they both got that in their bag. Like it's I don't know, it's pretty cool to see.
They're so in sync, and their bag is so similar that they get injured just as often.
Why you gotta ruin it? Hey, why you gotta
I just had to do it. I just had to do it.
well, I'm thinking you about to say something like, oh man, okay.
Shout out to
You
them
had
though. Shout out to them.
Tom.
All jokes aside, shout out to them. You know, I'm glad that they're out here balling.
Like there's
Um,
serious potential. Like there's serious potential with the team. Like really.
yeah, I agree.
Oh man. And then I mean, Oubre didn't even have the best game. I mean, there wasn't no shots for him, but I mean, you know Oubre's a capable scorer. Like I mean, you probably got with Grimes. Their whole starting lineup could go for 20 on any given night. Jared McCain could go for 20 any given night. Quentin Grimes go for 20 and that's seven players that could go that's a I mean say if they all go for 20 that's 140. That's not happening in one night, but I mean well you never know, but that's most likely not happening all seven of them going for 20. But like that's I mean that's just so many options. Nick Nurse and that staff, I mean they've got so many different options, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. One thing I thought we could maybe touch on a little bit. I don't know if you saw the Chris Haynes report about. Well, I mean, we're not gonna talk about too much, but Jayson Tatum. Uh, he reported that. I mean, it's kind of figured. So I don't know if it's really news, but I don't know why why it was even a thought of him coming back. But I guess they're saying. I guess he reported that Tatum's like I guess rethinking the whole him coming back this year. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just your thoughts on that. And so I guess he had said earlier in the year that he was going to come back and he was going to make an appearance at some point, but maybe he's rethinking that whole statement.
Yeah, I think he actually. I think when the Celtics were doing good,
Mhm.
because everybody thought the Celtics were just gonna be awful this season. So when I think as they started being good and more people started, I guess they started questioning if Tatum was coming back. I think that's how it started. And he was like, you never know. So, how reporters take it, you never know. It turns into he might be coming back, or at least I think that's what he said. Maybe he said something else, but I don't think it should have ever crossed his mind to come back. Honestly, it should.
Like, what's the point? Like, we're like really, it's an Achilles, bro. A
Yeah,
whole Achilles.
yeah, yeah. Just stay home, watch the games, support from the couch, and get better.
You know what I
They're
mean?
next season the Celtics could go all in once he's healthy.
No, literally. You know what I mean? I mean, just chill at the crib. You know what I mean? Listen to that new LMA album. You know, and just relax, bro. Like, yeah, like you're good, bro. Like,
Fact.
there's no need to rush. Your team is top three in the East right now without you. They'll be fine. I mean, I'm sure the expectations are not championship. And when you come back from an Achilles injury, I'm not sure that the expectations are even going to be a championship with you coming back from an Achilles injury so late in the season anyway. So I mean, the it's not too much to gain from him coming back. I mean, the team's doing great without you. Just see how far they get without you. And I mean, then you're able to see where you fit in to the equation, next year. You know what I mean? Um, in terms of what they were missing. So, yeah, I mean, that was just news. Something I was like, I mean, I didn't really see it as news. I mean, it's an Achilles injury. Like, why would you even rush back? You know what I mean, from something like that.
Yeah. The rewards of him coming back soon does not it's nowhere even close to outweighing the risk that could happen. So
Really. But yeah. You got anything else?
Nope.
But great layup from Tyrese Maxey. Great performances. Almost had two 40-point performances to be honest. But I mean, great performances from Embiid and Maxey. But even the Kings as well. Schroeder and DeRozan both had great games, but I mean, just fell a little bit short. But yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Uh, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff. We'll catch you in the next video. We out.